Hello everyone, welcome to testing hot new makeup for May 2022. This is the video where I try on camera for the very first time some of the hottest new makeup releases. In today's video, I will be testing out a foundation that went viral on TikTok that I actually thought might work for me. A lot of the foundations that do go viral on TikTok are ones that I just know would not work for my oily, mature skin. This is the Complexion Crush Medium Coverage Foundation from Ulta Beauty. And then I finally got my hands on the new Saie Beauty Concealer. This has really good reviews. A lot of people are loving this. It's called HydraBream Sheer Brightening Under Eye Concealer. Sheer is the operative word here. I've heard from several product reviewers, influencers, that have said that if you do have really dark circles, this is most likely not going to be enough coverage for you. You will most likely need to use a corrector underneath it. But if you don't have really dark circles and your concern is more just lightening the area a little bit and hydrating the under eye area, then this is the one to get. Sigma sent over this incredible PR package that contains their new individual blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. I will be testing out one of the highlighters and one of the bronzers today. However, I won't be using one of the new blushes in today's video. I'm going to save those for another time because I have been dying to try the new Bare Minerals Gen Nude Bronzer, brush and bronzer. This is supposed to give you that bronzed, sun-kissed cheek look that I love. I'll also be testing out a couple new lip products from Buxom, Tarte, the new They're Real Extreme Precision Eyeliner. So I think I'm going to stop talking and get started testing out some hot new makeup. Okay, so I'm starting off with the Ulta Complexion Crush Medium Foundation. Oh, a primer. I probably should use a primer. I'm just gonna use this pore minimizing one from Makeup Forever that I just happen to have sitting here. This is not new, but it is a very good primer if you have large pores. Oh, something else I want to do real quickly is put on my eyeshadow primer. This is from P. Louise. Also not new, but one that I absolutely adore. This Complexion Crush foundation comes in 26 different shades and it retails for $14. It says here that it is blendable, buildable, and pigmented. It has medium coverage, natural matte finish, suitable for most skin types. It's vegan, cruelty-free, and paraben-free clean formula. It's got something called a silk cross polymer blend that gives the Complexion Crush superior application and blendability while helping to blur the appearance of imperfections. I'll be applying this with my favorite Stands Out sponge. I'm going to put a little bit, oh wait, is there a little cover on here? Yep, there is. Okay, got to take that off first. Ooh, it's kind of thick. I'm applying that much. It might be too much. Oh, it's kind of thick feeling. But it does cover nicely. And it does blend well. But of course, part of that could be due to my favorite sponge. This sponge makes almost every foundation I use blend beautifully. Oh my goodness. Like, whoa. Okay, I gotta look up close. Okay, it will be interesting to see how this foundation holds up on my oily skin. And I do have some errands to run today. It's going to be about 100 degrees here in Vegas. So yeah, today is a good day to test this out. And I will have the results of the all-day wear test written in a caption on the screen when I get to the point of the video at the end where I recap everything. Okay, so far, TikTok has not led me astray because I am loving the way this looks. I would say it's more medium to full coverage than medium though. So if you're looking for a sort of skin tint, I don't think this is going to be it for you. But I do think that if you used a damp beauty blender to apply it and maybe used a little bit less than I did, you could get more of a light to medium coverage from it. But it looks good, it feels good. Okay, we are off to a good start. Now, let's try that concealer. I'm a little bit nervous about this because I do like some coverage from my concealer. I'm going to apply it to one eye just on its own. And then on the other eye, I think I might use a corrector first. The packaging is very pretty and luxe. I'm going to apply a little bit to the back of my hand first. I don't know if you can see. And the shade I purchased is HB2, which I think stands for HydraBream 2. So I'm going to take my middle finger. I don't know why I use my middle finger, but I do. Okay. Wow, that is very sheer. It almost feels like an eye cream. And I'm thinking I should have gone with HB1 because it's not really giving me much brightening. It also doesn't seem to be drying. Almost a little bit too moisturizing for me because I don't have severely dry under eyes. So this just might not be the right product for me. Okay, I'm going to grab a corrector to apply under this eye and see if that makes a difference. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about this concealer. It retails for $26 and it comes in 9 shades, which obviously isn't very much. However, it offers such minimal coverage that I think it would be pretty adaptable to different levels of skin tones. It says that it is a lightweight, ultra hydrating concealer that visibly brightens, blurs, and smooths skin to create an all-over radiant finish. HydraBream's whipped gel texture melts right into the skin. It says it's a true skincare and makeup hybrid. It's powered by active ingredients that offer immediate and long-term benefits to the skin. This corrector is the Charlotte Tilbury corrector in medium. Just using a little bit right in here. Going back in with the Saie concealer and popping that on. Okay, that's better. Although I do think that my circles are darker on this side versus this side. Yeah, it's definitely sheer. I don't know, I might be in the minority on this one. I just personally don't like how shiny my under eyes look right now. I have oily skin though, and I get shiny enough. So I will be setting all of this with powder because I do feel like I'm getting shinier on my face as well. Although this foundation doesn't say anything about being a matte finish. It's a natural finish, so maybe I need to use a shine controlling primer underneath. But for now, I'm going to set my face with some oldies but goodies. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder. I'm using shade 1 to set under my eyes. And then I'm using a damp beauty blender and the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder. And I am setting my T-zone. All right, skin is looking pretty flawless. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just dust off any excess powder. And now I am going to bronze up my skin using the new Sigma Matte Bronzer in medium. Looks like this. I like the color. It's blending quite nicely. I like it. All right, so the only new brow product I have to test out today is this one from Iconic London. So I'm going to just do my brows as I normally would using my Hourglass Arch Brow Pencil. And then I'm gonna come back and test out this product. It's called the Liquid Brow Silk Max Hold Gel, and it retails for $24. It says this is a new formula for visibly fluffed, lifted, finished, and fixed brows that wow all day. Okay, with the magic of editing, my brows are done, so let's test out this fluffing product. Fluff and Hold. I do like the size of the applicator because I have very thin brows. Well, I just made them a little bit fuller, but overall they're pretty thin. And I happen to really like when the little spoolie thing is tiny. I don't like when they're really long because I feel like I'm more apt to make mistakes and get product where I don't want it. All right, so let's fluff. It's definitely lifting and fluffing. It's taking away a little bit of the pigment. So this might be a product, even though it's a fixing brow gel. It might be one that's better used before applying. I don't know. This is just the way I like to do it. I like to apply color and then fluff. But I do feel like it's taking away too much of the color. Okay, I had to get a little bit closer to my mirror so I could see better. And when I did, I do notice that they are definitely fuller and fluffier, but I want to go back in with my arch brow and just fill in some areas that I feel are missing color. All right, now I've got to do my usual carving out of the brows using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Chantilly. See what a difference that makes? My brows look much more defined and lifted. All right, now for eyeshadow. I really struggled, surprisingly, to find a new eyeshadow palette release. I feel like a bunch of new eyeshadow palettes came out back in April, and then there really weren't any that I could see that I was interested in launched in May. And I actually went into Ulta looking for something new to get, a new eyeshadow palette. And even though I have mentioned many times about how much I dislike large palettes, what did I do? I went and purchased this new Morphe 35U Gilded Desert palette. Had I not seen this palette in person, I would not have purchased it. But when it was right there in front of me, I thought to myself, ooh, that is actually a really pretty, versatile palette. I have recently fallen in love with the Morphe 9-pan palettes. The quality, in my opinion, has been excellent. And clearly not everyone dislikes large palettes, because if they did, Morphe wouldn't be consistently bringing out these large palettes. So anyway, it's new, I bought it, it looks pretty, let's see how it performs. Now that I'm looking at this palette more closely, one of the things that I'm really liking about it is that there are cooler toned transition shades in here, as well as some cooler toned browns, which you don't normally find both within one palette. But that's definitely the case here. You've got some nice cool tones mixed in with the neutral and warm. So I'm actually going to mix a warm and a cool shade together, bronzed and buffed and getting warmer. And I'm going to apply that to the outer corners of my eye and blending into my crease. I always look straight into the mirror, push the brush into where the fold would be if I didn't have hooded eyes, and I'm just making little circles, putting my chin up and looking down into the mirror so I can access the whole lid. The pigmentation is good, the blendability is good. Okay, obviously this isn't a colorful palette, so the look I'm going to be doing will be somewhat of my typical neutral glam. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my NARS concealer and put it right here on my lid, because I want to make the shimmer shade really pop in this area. And I think today I'm going to use Lustrous Life and pat that on my mobile lid. This has like a really pretty taupey sheen to it. And I'm going to try using my finger. Yep, fingers for the win. Okay, now one of the things I like to do to lift my hooded downturned eyes is I like to use a darker color on the outer edge and really blend it up and out towards my temples. So I'm using this brush from BK Beauty. It's from the Angie Hot and Flashy collection. It's the A502. Going into the shade Kalahari. It's more of a cool tone brown. And I'm patting that on the outer corners and then blending that up in little circular motions. And don't worry about this getting too low, because we're going to clean that up. And I'm just keeping this on the outer corners of my eye. Okay, I think that looks really pretty. It's a nice sort of maybe more evening-esque smoky eye. And now I'm going to take my NARS concealer once again. You can also just use a makeup remover wipe. I'm using a brush and cleaning up the outer corners and extending it up towards my temple. And then I just use the concealer to get rid of any excess product. Do you see the difference? What a lift doing that gave my entire eye look. I'm going to take a flat shader brush. Any flat shader brush will work. And I'm going into the shade On the Horizon. It's just a matte white. And applying that right underneath my brows. And then for my lower lash lines, I'm using a combination of the two shades I used first for my transition shade. And I'm just lightly running that along my lower lash lines. Okay, I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. I'm going to dampen a pencil brush with a little Fix Plus, MAC Fix Plus, and go into the shade Naked Ambition and apply that to my tear ducts. All right, I kind of don't want to do eyeliner with this, but I have this new Benefit liner I want to test out. I think what I'll do is I will apply the liner. I think I'll just do a baby wing and then go over it with the matte black shadow in the palette to give it more of a soft, smoky effect, which is sort of what I'm going for here. So here's the applicator on the They're Real Extreme Precision Liner. So far, the reviews on this are really good. It retails for $24. It comes in extra black and extra brown. I'm using extra black. It says that it is a waterproof, smudge-proof, long-wearing liquid eyeliner with a specially designed tapered 0.1 millimeter brush tip for extreme precision. Sounds good to me. What doesn't sound good to me is having to apply liquid eyeliner on camera. I hate it so much. I have to adjust like everything. Well, I gotta say, that was pretty easy. I do like how tiny this little brush is. It was really easy for me to get right to the root of my lashes. I could get underneath the fold of the hood of my eye, so I don't have to do any sort of weird shape. I think it looks pretty good. I might bring it in a little bit on the corner. And please don't come for me for tugging on my eye a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. As usual, one side came out better than the other. This one's a little bit longer. But I'm gonna go over it with powder anyway. Although I do like the way this looks. I do. I'm not going to dampen this brush. It's also from BK Beauty. It is my favorite angled liner brush. It is the 208. All right, so here we go again. Slight tug. There's something about smoky wing liner that I just love. And I'm telling you, if you do not own this brush, you are missing out. This is one of the reasons why I don't like big palettes, because when I'm doing my makeup, I'm left-handed. So I look into the mirror to my right, and if the palette's on my left and I go to put my hand in a color, my whole arm is like on the palette, and I don't like that. All right, smoky winged liner is done. Off camera, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. And then I'm going to try these new lashes from Lily Lashes. These are the Everyday Lash in Everyday Miami. Miami is one of the most popular Lily Lashes style. They originally came out in mink, and then she came out with faux mink, and then she came out with Miami Light. But all of them were still a little bit too dramatic for me personally. So when I heard the Everyday Lash was launching and that it was going to be the most subtle, the most natural looking of the bunch, I had to give them a try. So I will be applying these after I curl my lashes and apply mascara. Okay, so opening up the lash. They definitely look less dramatic than the other Lily Lashes Miami style that I've tried. As always, I apply it to my eye first to measure. I'm not gonna lie, they're still pretty dramatic. I'm gonna cut off like 2 little clusters at the end. And then there's a little bit at the front, just a little bit of extra band. I'm using my Kiss Lash Adhesive. You wanna wave the lash around for about 20 to 30 seconds so the glue gets tacky. So there's one lash on. It does look pretty. This is definitely a great night out lash. I don't think that I would personally call it an everyday lash. No, I definitely don't think I would call this an everyday lash. But as I always say, to each their own. Okay, now that both lashes are on, I am going to apply a little bit of mascara to my lower lash lines. And for that, I'm using not a new product. Actually, I'm not really sure how long it's been out. This is the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Angel Mascara. This was a recommendation of the makeup artist Makeup by Ariel. He loves this mascara. I do not like it for my top lashes, but I do love it for my bottom lashes. This applicator is, yeah, not my cup of tea for my upper lashes, but it does an excellent job at grabbing the lower ones. All right, now for the moment I've been waiting for, I'm gonna test out this Gen Nude Bronzer. This is what it looks like. And now let's see what it looks like on my face. Pretty. Wow, it gives a little bit of a glow as well. Just kind of taking it where the sun would naturally hit. Oh, wow, I love this. Ooh. I get really excited over blush if you can't tell. Okay, this I love. I kind of want to take some of it and run it through my crease just to sort of tie the look together. So of the new Sigma highlighters, I chose to use this one called Sizzle. And this is the brush that came in the PR package. It is F03. It's called the High Cheekbone Highlighter Brush. So I'm going to dip into that and apply my highlight. It's very pretty. It's showing off texture a little bit right through here. I wouldn't say, based off of my first impression, that this is going to be a great highlighter for someone with a lot of fine lines in this area or a lot of texture in this area, because it does show it off a little bit. It's nice. I'm not wowed by it, but it's nice. Okay, time for lips. Buxom just came out with the new full-on plumping lip matte. I've recently talked about my love for Buxom glosses. I have been using them for years. I have so many shades of that product. So I was really intrigued when I heard that they came out with a matte plumping lipstick. Of course, I wanted to get the pinky nude, but they were sold out of that shade. So I got the one closest, that appeared closest to the type of shade that I like to wear. For lip pencil, I'm just gonna use one of my go-to, goes with almost everything lip liner. It's called Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. Oh, it's very peachy. I wasn't expecting it to be this peachy. It has that same sort of pepperminty smell that the Buxom glosses do. Actually, it's more of a pepperminty, buttercreamy scent. Okay, here's the finished look with just the Buxom Matte. But over the top, I am going to apply one of these new Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump glosses. I own 3 of these. I purchased one a couple of weeks ago and tried it out, really liked it. So then I went and purchased another one in a different shade. So the first one I purchased was Primrose, then I got Mixed Berries, but then I wanted to try one that was a little less pink, so I decided to purchase Peachy Beige, and this will be my first time trying this shade. I already know I love the formula. It definitely plumps your lips a little bit. It's hydrating. I love the shine. I think it's a great product. So I'm just putting that Peachy Beige right over the top. All right, time to go change my clothes and fix my hair, and then come back and give you some final thoughts. I don't know about you, but I thought this was a really fun testing hot new makeup. I am loving this look, and I am loving most of the products that I tried today. So far, my opinion of the Ulta Complexion Crush Medium Coverage Foundation is definitely favorable. I think it looks really nice on my skin. I will once again have an update right here at the bottom of your screen telling you how it wore throughout the day. I have noticed that even in just the short amount of time that I have been wearing this foundation, my oils have come through slightly. The powder definitely does help though. I just have this feeling I'm going to have to blot a lot throughout the day. I think next time I will try it with an oil controlling primer. I also feel like it oxidized ever so slightly. Most foundations do oxidize at least a tiny bit, so I wouldn't make that a deal breaker. I just thought I would mention it. The Saie concealer, where did that go? I'm on the fence about this. As of right now, I just think it's okay. It didn't offer me anything that I look for immediately in a concealer, which is coverage and brightness, but it doesn't claim to have that much coverage. It does claim to brighten, and the fact that I didn't get any brightening may just be from the fact that I needed a lighter color, but there was only one shade above this. So again, I'm just going to have to play around with this some more before I can give you a final verdict. As for the eyeshadow palette, the Morphe eyeshadow palette, the only thing I don't like about it is the size. I really like the color story. As I mentioned, it's got a great combo of warms and neutrals and cools. It's not for someone who is looking for a colorful palette, clearly. This is definitely more of a safe palette. All of the shades in here are inspired by the colors you see in the desert. The Benefit They're Real Extreme Precision Eyeliner, that gets 2 thumbs up so far. It went on really easily, didn't tug on my eyes. I love the tiny little applicator that it has. I think I'm going to actually purchase this in the brown as well. As for the new Sigma bronzer and highlighter, I like them. I'm not like blown away by them or anything, but they're pigmented, they're blendable, they seem to be really good quality. The packaging is very nice. I just don't think I'm going to be reaching for these over some of my other favorites in my rotation. I will continue to play with them though, and as I said, I think in the intro, I will do another video where I use one of the new blushes. Speaking of blushes, I am already crazy about this bronzer. Apparently this product came out, I think it was last summer, but it was limited edition, and there was such an outcry from consumers to bring it back, so they have. I don't know if they're permanent now or not. I hope they make them permanent, but get them while you can. There are 2 other shades. I think Kiss of Copper and maybe Kiss of Rose. Once again, this is Kiss of Pink, and I think it is so pretty. The iconic Fluff and Hold Eyebrow Gel is, again, good. It's okay. I don't think it will replace my Holy Grail Ulta Brow Tint, which is about half the price, less than half the price. But if you did not maybe like the Ulta Brow Tint, if you want to try something new, this does have fantastic reviews on the Sephora website. I'm still going to use it a couple more times, but I think once you have a product that finally gives you everything that you're looking for, like the Ulta Brow Tint does for me, I have a hard time really raving about something if it doesn't exceed that benchmark. Does that make sense? I just feel like if I didn't already love that product so much, I might have stronger positive feelings about this because it is pretty good. Now let's talk about this lip combo. I love it. This is such a Risa combo. It is the perfect nude peachy pink putting that peachy beige maracuja gloss over the Buxom lip matte, I think really took down some of the peachiness of the lip matte and made it into that perfect combination of peach, pink, and beige that I love so much. As I said earlier, I paired it with one of my holy grail lip liners, Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. If you have not tried that lip liner, I think you might want to. This whole combo, this whole look is, I think, really, really flattering. I feel really good in it. This lash is starting to bother me a little bit. I think I might have to cut it a little bit more and move it over a little bit more. And then this one is starting to lift a little bit right here. And I don't have that happen with hardly any of my other lashes. I cut them to the same length. I use the same glue. I don't know. I like the way they look. I really like the way they look. I just don't like wearing lashes that are going to bother me throughout the day or evening. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. But I gotta say once again, I think they do look pretty. I hope all of you pretty people enjoyed today's testing hot new makeup video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I do try to upload new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me on Instagram and on TikTok under the same username, Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.